release them and take questions for Coach. Coach, your opening statement.
Yeah, well, we beat a really good team tonight. I mean, it was tough for both teams to score. They've been one of the outstanding defensive teams in the country, and I can see why. Just their double team of Ja was great. Just about took him out of the game, and then he made some great passes in the second half that helped. I thought our defense was outstanding. It's the third straight game in the tournament that we've played, I think, just great defense. And if the only thing that was negative was the offensive rebounds that they got, but I think part of that is that we're trying to take away their threes. They're the best, three-point shooting team in the Pac-12, and what that does, it spreads your defense out. And over the years, when we've put pressure defense, that's one of the things that happens sometimes. People get offensive rebounds against you, but our guys came through. I thought our guards showed great poise, and then they hit all those free throws down the stretch, clutch free throws. Justice made some big-time plays and timely baskets that kept us in a position where we were in control. So congratulations to Utah. Larry's he's a great coach. Those kids are so well coached, and so we know we beat a really good team that was extremely well coached.
Okay, we'll take questions for the student athletes. First one, third row, far left.
Justice Stephen Hawkins with the AP. You talked about yesterday this was a business trip for you, where all the circumstance of being home and your birthday. So talk about what you were able to accomplish tonight and getting one step closer.
Well, we just wanted to win. So whatever it takes to get the job done, that's what we did. So the first half, a lot of our buckets weren't going in, but we hang our hats on the defense end, and we did a good job. Other than giving up too many offensive rebounds. So I'm glad to be home, but like I said, it's a business trip, and it's just about getting Duke 2 wins. So we did that, got one down tonight, and just have one more Sunday.
Okay, next question for student athletes. Here we go on the left.
Charles Robinson from Yahoo Sports. Justice, can you talk about adding that outside component to your game, how hard you've worked on it, and how much that's meant to you in matchups?
I've worked very hard on it. It's something that wasn't there early on in my basketball career. But when I'm out there, I just try to stay aggressive. Coach tells me throughout the whole season, stay aggressive, try to get to the basket. But if they're sagging off of me, shoot my bullets. Whenever they sag off, just try to get to the lane or knock down the shot. So it's something I'm capable of. But at the same time, just trying to stay aggressive and just make plays.
Here we go, third row, far left.
For Tyus and Justice both, just the idea that, everybody, we want to talk about all the freshmen and all that, but talk about, you guys have played a full season now. I'm assuming you don't feel like freshmen, and just talk about the idea of how much this team has grown up through the season.
Tyus, why don't you start?
We've been in a lot of big games this year, and we've followed our upperclassmen and especially our captain's leadership. But when you get to the tournament, it's a different monster. And for us freshmen, it's something we haven't experienced yet. So we just continue to do the same thing we've been doing all year. Looking towards Quinn, looking to Emil and some of the upperclassmen, to help, get us through, some of the things, we're not sure of. And then just most importantly, just playing for the guy next to you, because you can't attack it individually. It's a team game, and we know we're going to win as a team. So that's just what we try to do.
Justice, go ahead.
I think the biggest thing is, Coach never treated us like freshmen. Once we got here, he gave us all the confidence. He believed in us, and so there was never a moment where we felt like freshmen. He gave us his trust, and he just believed in us. So when we're out there on that big stage, we have the trust of our coach and the whole coaching staff and our teammates. And when you have that, you play like yourself. We've been in tough moments where our back against the wall, and coach just tells us to go out there and play basketball. And so that's what we do. That's what we love to do. And so when we're out there, we're just going out there to have fun.
Okay, this will be the last question for the student athletes over here on the left.
Nick Matthews, Houston Chronicle. Justice, can you just give a ballpark of number of people here, specifically from St. John's, your friends, your family, all that kind of stuff? Just a guess, not anything specific, and just how much that support really means to you.
I probably
I'm interested in this.
I probably knew maybe 100 people at the game. Personally, couldn't give them all tickets. A lot of them had to buy tickets, but just from being here, high school friends, family, probably about 100 people that I really knew personally. So it's just amazing. Be back home. Playing with your team, playing for Coach K. And, I didn't want that to be a distraction being home, but I just felt very comfortable out there. It's just really special, when you can look at behind the bench and see your mom, see your siblings, and that sort of thing. And so when I was out there, I just felt very comfortable, and I was just glad we got the win.
Okay, we'll let student athletes go. Thank you, gentlemen. We'll take questions for Coach now.
Good job.
Again, raise your hand, wait for the microphone. Here we go on the left and rear.
Charles Robbins from Yahoo Sports. Coach, when you stepped away to work with USA Basketball, can you talk about where you saw Justice as a player before you left and then when you came back? Did you see improvement in him? And if you did, what does that say about a freshman player who can kind of take it upon himself in a time span like that and improve?
Yeah, well, I've seen Justice just improve throughout. I saw him improve while he was here at St. John's. He was well coached here, well coached for U.S. on U.S. teams, and then now you have the benefit of being able to work with your guys during the summer. And although Jeff Capel and I were away with the U.S. team, John Shire and Nate James worked with them, and these guys want to be in the gym. You don't have to twist their arm. We've cut down our practice like crazy. We never, over the last 2 months, we've never practiced over an hour in a day. We only have 8 guys. And, but then the individual work that they might be in there for another hour. And that's what Justice does. He and Tyus, they're all really good kids who want to get better, and they're easy to coach. They're enthusiastic learners, which makes you a more enthusiastic coach. Great kids to work with.
Okay, second row, far right.
Hey, Coach
Yes.
K. Leah Frazier-Dixon with Bring the Pain Sports here in Houston. How humongous was the news that Tyus will be cleared to play in tonight's game? And you said that
That
defense
Tyus was cleared?
to play this evening's game.
I don't understand.
Well, just coming back from his injury.
No, I mean, our guys were all healthy coming into the game.
Okay.
We had no injuries.
Okay.
In the rear on the right.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah.
Right. CJ Moore with Bleacher Report.
All right, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Coach, great defensive effort tonight. What have you thought about the progression your team has made on that end this season, and then also the importance of playing well on that end in March?
Yeah, our guys keep working at it. My staff has done a great job of simplifying game plans. And when you have this much time to get ready, usually you have a day, like we're going to have one day, to get ready for Gonzaga. And but when you have 3 days or 4 days, you can, and that's why they were tough to play against. He's good, and I think we're good. And our guys want to play defense. Having 8 guys who are fresh, playing hard. We've been a good defensive team all year, except for on a few occasions. We get, they've gotten a bum rap really for not being able to play defense, because we wouldn't win over 30 games unless we're playing good defense. And but in the tournament, we've played outstanding defense, and we're going to have to do that on Sunday.
Okay, second row, far left.
CL Brown, ESPN.com. Mike, in the tournament, is it basically about sometimes winning in ways that maybe you don't think you would normally win? Like, if I told you before the game Ja would have 6 points and it'd be a 63-57, which seemed like a Utah favorable pace, would you say Duke wins that?
Well, we usually need Ja to score more than 6 points, and that's where the defense has to come in, and it's just games aren't the same, and a game while it's being played, you have to be incredibly adaptable to what's going on. I thought at the beginning of the game, their defense and them switching defenses was a great tactic by Larry. They went zone, man, switching, and our guys, I don't know if we were nervous or the fact that we didn't recognize things as quickly made us nervous. But I didn't think we were ourselves early. And I'm proud of my guys because during the game, they changed. They changed. They were into it. They did feel comfortable. They, instead of waiting until you lose and say, man, I wish next time we play, I'll try to do that differently. So that's what my team has done this year. They've been able to adapt while the game is going on. But hopefully Ja will score more than 6 points on Sunday.
Gives me third row far left. This will
They
be the
did a
last
great
question.
job on him, though. That's some of the pro things that, I mean, he's a heck of a coach.
This will be the last question.
Christy Regan from the Associated Press. Your players kind of touched on this, but do these guys seem like freshmen to you at this point in the season?
Yeah, they're still freshmen in the fact that, you have to recognize that they're young. Like he's just turned 19. The guys we're playing against on Sunday are probably 22, 23, and there's a difference. Now, we've had experiences, though, together in playing in a great conference in the ACC and a great non-conference schedule. So hopefully we've gotten enough experience to play huge in that game on Sunday. They've been. This has been one of my favorite groups. I mean, they've been easy to coach, and they really get along. There's never an attitude. There's only a good attitude, and a willingness to learn. So sometimes freshmen don't learn that until they're older. But these guys knew it from the beginning. That's why they've had a special year.
Okay. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.